going to mute my mic while she do that.
It's been so long, long hard days. They don't say God's changed my ways, changed my ways, evil ways. But I can't hide. Now I won't hide. My evil ways.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Thalius. I'm a long-time gamer. What have I been playing lately? A lot of DayZ, and a bit of a new game out called This War of Mine. Absolutely brilliant game. If you haven't checked it out, I would recommend you do. But yeah, mainly a lot of DayZ, but I can tell you it's really starting to piss me off. Just full of bugs. I can't pick up anything. Lag all the time. It's just crazy.
Nice. I've got to apologise to everyone in the stream. Once again, I had my microphone muted and you missed the whole start of the show.
Oh no.
So, bad luck. Fuck it, that's done. I should say I've had a few drinks tonight, so might get a bit loose with the old lips, but sorry gentlemen and ladies in the audience. That's how it is. Me, I had a holiday, which was good. Had 5 days off from the world, which was marvellous. And then got home and bought This War of Mine, which I've been playing and streaming a little bit of. It's really cool, quite like it. It's very different to what I usually play. I don't know how easy it is. I've only had like 1.5 run-throughs and I'm nearly finished, so we'll see if I can finish the game. Apparently it gets a bit hard towards the end. We'll see. We'll see how I go. I'm pretty set up, except for I realised that if you got Boris and you kill someone with him, he gets quite depressed and doesn't like it. So yeah. I found that the hard way. But he's got the big backpack, man. He's got the big backpack. Right?
Yeah, he immediately becomes broken, which is
yeah.
You know, interesting because he's got the biggest backpack, so he's the one that you want to go out and use. But if you have to kill somebody, you're going to have to spend the time to make him happy again.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that was a bit of a. It's cool though. I quite enjoy the game. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Unboxer Denmark. Thanks for the fire, buddy. Let's start off with the SOE news and posts. Now we've got 3 dev blogs and 3 dev spotlights because of Greg coming on the other week. We didn't get to Tim Lochner and we don't want to miss him out, so we've added him to the start. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the dev spotlight and the procedural generation and what your thoughts are on that And Shadwell, cheers, buddy. Your thoughts on that, Thalius, from the procedural generation side of it? From what I understand, it's not procedurally generating the world, it's procedurally generating items inside of the world. That's my understanding of it, and I don't think I quite got that through to Greg the other day, but that's how I understood it.
Yeah. Well, Greg said last week that they can use it for. Well, sorry, Tim said that they can use it to do stuff like place items on stoves and stuff like that. Greg also mentioned, I think he said that they can use it to also change what the stove looks like as well. So they could have a set of 4 stoves, and then it procedurally generates which stove it's going to be.
Yeah, which is great. That's great because it means you don't walk in the same similar layout house, see the same stove, the same pot, or the same item, or the same type of items. I mean, there obviously must be a subset that they've got there.
That's right.
Where they go, okay, so it's a stove, it's going to have a pot, it's going to have a stove, might have some water in it, or a can of food. Whereas it'll generate itself, and there'll be some variant in it, which is really cool. It saves seeing the same regurgitated stuff over and over again.
It's a system that a lot of games are using now, procedural generation in everything. So it doesn't surprise me that they're going to use it.
Hey, Legendary Neurotoxin, how you going, man? It's good to see you. Must be late for you. Jeez, looking at the watch, far out. Doing it tough, mate. Wicked. Like to see that. It's cool. Yeah, and like SOE's ability to build MMOs, man. Like from and Cycles Mix Hits. Hey, how you going, brother? Hey, Tom. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I think from Tim's Dev Spotlight, it really shines on the fact that they do MMOs and they do them well. And I mean, we talked about it last time, but it's good to see and hear like their passion for it, and they're in it, like they live, breathe this stuff. It's cool to see.
Yeah, and this isn't something that they're new to. I mean, they're new to the genre, but they've made MMOs before. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're seasoned at it, which is I think
they've got the tools there in place. I mean, they have to build some of their own tools for what they want to do and expand on that, which is only going to make their business better as well. So,
yeah, for sure, man. Yep. The one thing I wanted to touch on was the player-made pass. Now, that was a wish from Tim Lochner, and that would be cool to see what could be done, or if it can be done. I mean, it's be a huge load on the server, but to see a player-made path would be, I reckon, like the bomb. Like to see something happening like that. I mean, maybe was McTurts could touch on it, but would that be a fairly large load, I think, and a major wish.
I'm not sure how they would go about doing that, but I think that's something that they have to have. As soon as I heard the idea, I'm like, yeah, that's something that they need to have. It just adds a whole new aspect to the game. Not only do you have to be careful about what routes you're going to take, because if you take the same route to and from your base, eventually there's going to be a path there. You've got to remember that and take different routes and try and hide your tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it. I think what they'll find is the well-worn path will be the path that everyone knows. Like they just know to go this way and go that way, and there will be a path worn. So I see he's Tom's just tied it to a constant patched in the server load. Oh, okay. Yes. That would be cool though. I mean, that would be pretty sick. You would soon see. I mean, I don't know how it would work coming from a spawn point, because that would be, if it did get implemented, that would be like constant. Like you'd almost see where people are going from the spawn points if they did do something like that. It would almost give you a clue as to where to go.
Yeah, it would, and that's something that I hadn't thought of is spawn points and whether they would really want that to happen.
Yeah. So. Thanks for the follow, Legendary. You're legendary. Yeah. Yeah. I mean. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just something, I guess. I see that Tom said he wanted to push for it for PlanetSide 2, but didn't have time. I guess that's different. I mean, it's kind of different genre, but I guess I could see it being there. Yeah. So moving on to the dev blog from Tim, the first or third person, and how they actually got around it, which was I didn't even think. I'm such a noob when it comes to this sort of thing. But they did used to have two animations, one for the first and one for the third person views, and now they've actually just gone with the third person view for both. So I mean, I think that's pretty cool, and it just shows that they do some pretty tricky stuff to get it to work. So I wanted to start by asking you, what do you prefer, first or third? I mean, what's your preference?
I kind of agree with the whole third person is not realistic, is overpowered and all that. But when I play DayZ, I'm always in third person unless I go into combat, and then it's easier to control combat from first person than it is from third. But most of the time, I will use third person over first.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the third
also,
person.
it gives you a better view as well, of course, over walls, around corners. I kind of see it as, in real life, I could quickly peek out back a lot quicker than what I can in a video game, and that kind of makes it easier for myself to use third person, but it's not something I really like, but I do end up using it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm a third person junkie, only from DayZ and having to use it. Like, you don't get a choice. You don't. You're at a huge disadvantage.
That's right.
But I also like that you can right click, zoom in, and then you become zoomed in with your rifle. That's a good feature. I mean, I don't know, maybe Tom could touch on it, but I think that would be a given that it's part of the game. So if you are in third and you go to scope, you scope into sights. Yeah.
Back into first person, then to sight.
Yeah, exactly. Back into first person, then back out to third. I know there's hardcore first person. I do like first person. I think the thing that puts me off it in DayZ is the swaying. Like, I get really quite giddy from playing too much in first, but it is immersive. But it gets me quite ill.
Mm.
So
it's also a matter of hardcore death being so permadeath. You're not going to get anything back, so you want to get as much information as you can about what's going on around you, so you're more than likely to use third person to get that information that you need to make it safer to move around.
Yes, yeah. I guess it's personal preference, but I tend to be that way. So is there, I guess this next question doesn't really count, because Tom explained it earlier, that it's the effect, not the actual animation that's changed. So we'll skip that one, and then shall we move on to the next one, which is the Ryan Zimmerman Dev Spotlight, the character artist. So Ryan Zimmerman is the character artist or a character artist on the H1Z1 team. He's responsible for the wearables and all the so the hats, the shirts, the backpacks, all of that jazz that everyone wants to look pimp daddy, you know.
Hats.
Got that bling shit happening, you know.
Lots of hats.
Yeah. It's nothing like real gritty, you know, you can get your teeth into. I mean, some people would love it, some people would hate it, and the fact that, well, not hate it, but, you know, be like, it's okay, you know. But I think it's a major part of the actual world, is how you look, how you come across, and who you are as a person is relevant to what you're wearing. I mean,
well, look at DayZ. Without design of the developers, things like gas masks and the payday masks, if you're wearing them, you're considered a bandit straight away. Now, that's not something that the developers designed to put into the game, but that's just the way that it's happened. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. I just read the chat. I just read Tom Shank's little chat there about he plays first person nighttime only service because he's a masochist. Hardcore, brother, hardcore. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd love to see as much stuff as you can get. Like you say though, if you're dressed in the clown mask, the payday mask, or a bandana around you, people gonna know you're here to rob and steal. You're not here to be a
yeah,
friend, which is cool. I mean, and that's what it should be about, I mean, personally, I think that's all what it is. Me, I'd be running around in boardies and no top, no shoes, no shoes, just go hardcore. Yeah, I mean,
there was a lot that we did learn from that spotlight video as well. We got to see a lot of the wearables in the game. They mentioned about there's not going to be any beards in early access, but we'll be able to choose different hair and facial hairstyles later on down the track. Military backpack and helmet has been confirmed. Aviator hat's been confirmed and it's being worked on. Full ghillie suits will come eventually. And there was an interesting question that I thought that was asked in that spotlight. What store would you go to when the zombie apocalypse hits?
The store, me.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Maya.
Maya. I suppose they've pretty much got everything.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Maya is a big, huge department store here in Aussie. They got everything. It's pretty upmarket, and I don't shop there. So that's probably the place I'd hit. Yeah. To be fair, the first place I'd hit is a fire station. That's where I'd go. A fire station for all the goodies I've got. That's the first place. Yeah, what about you, mate? Yeah. Nah, we've got Costco, Arky, and it's a bit upmarket. It's a bit more high-end stuff. It's pretty sick. Like the one we've got in Adelaide, it's pretty sick. It's cool. I get scared when I go in there. I think I'm, come out in debt. Yeah. What about you, Dadius? Where would you head if you had to?
I would probably agree with what Ryan said and head for either a sports store or a hardware store.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can gear yourself up. You can, get pads and stuff that's going to protect your body. You can, get some type of sporting equipment. Usually they got bows and all that in sporting stores as well. So I think you'd be pretty set if you went to a sporting store.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, and Legendary, just on the parallel parking, and in a zombie apocalypse, brother, it's all off, mate. There's no fucking road rules. Let's get out of my way. You'd spend hours practicing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see it happening. Yeah, good question, Tom. What would be left in those stores? Not much. Nothing.
That's right. You'd have to be going there straight away.
Yeah. That's the beauty of a game. They just respawn things and it just keeps happening. Unless they're going to change it, and it doesn't.
Unless you camp there.
Didn't think of that.
I'm pretty sure they said that if you take over a building, that the stuff that normally spawns in that building wouldn't respawn, so that you can't camp an area that spawns good stuff all the time. Like you can't camp the police station just to get guns all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I don't know whether that has got in or not. That was something that they were talking about and had mentioned, I'm sure. But
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it does make sense.
Yeah, that's right.
So you want zombies to pick stuff up? That's different. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I'm down with that. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk to someone, but yeah, I mean, that's cool. It makes it definitely makes it more interesting. I just it's hard to run, but yeah. Moving on, then we'll go on to the. So this is we're talking about the dev blog, yeah. Sorry, just got confused. So, yeah. Is there anything else you want to touch on that, mate, before we head on?
No, I think it was pretty much said basically the same. Just talked about how he goes about designing some of the stuff, and it was pretty much the same stuff in the spotlight as well. So
Yeah.
we can go on to the next one, I suppose.
Yeah, no worries. The next one, we are running through these pretty quick because we've got such a full list of stuff to get through. It's only been 2 weeks, and that's what our plan is to do every 2 weeks, but it just seems to be so much happening that we've sort of filled it up pretty full. So sorry, if there's any questions anyone wants to ask, just smack the A1P1 and then a dash and then a question, and then we'll get to them at the end of the show. Or if it's a question for Tom, maybe I can't make them, but maybe he wants to answer them for you. Entirely up to him. He's got the night off. He's at home, so you know, give him some slack. So the last one, which I actually managed to get up on the website the day after it came out, and not 5 days late. I impressed myself. So I'm notoriously slack at getting news up onto the A1P1.net website. Was by Ruby Opfer, and she's an environment artist at at H1Z1, and this one, well, I don't know her. I really love her job, but that's the accepts bearer and payment. I'll just stick that through the Ethernet for Tom. Hang on. I'll get some home delivered. How's that? Anyway. Yeah, this is a personal favourite of mine because what she's doing is I work in that industry where I work with architects and builders, and I work in a consultancy firm, and we work with buildings, and to me she's got a pretty cool job. I mean, I look at this stuff all day, and she gets to draw it and design it to whatever the designers want, which is cool. Is there anything you want to talk about regarding this one, Dave? Because I could talk for hours on this stuff. So wait, I'll get going, and then you won't be able to shut me up.
And it is a very interesting part that I find in the whole game design process is making the models and level design and all that. Back in the day when I used to dabble in that type of stuff, I really loved doing map design and models and stuff like that. But from that spotlight, we learnt that there's not going to be any swimming at EA. We saw some of the caved area that they've got in the game. They mentioned that cities is going to be where the zombie hordes are going to be. So, of course, cities are going to be a lot more dangerous to go to. They also mentioned about no seasons. There's no actual seasons in the game, but the weather changes every day.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that one.
Yeah, Greg had made a post about 2 weeks ago, I think now, that said everything about the weather changes based on the temperature as well. It's what dictates if it's going to be a foggy day or a clear night. And yes, temperature will affect your well-being as well. So I'm not exactly sure what he meant by that, but the temperature will affect the weather of the day, next day.
Yeah, well, that's what I imagine. If it's snowing, it's going to be bitterly cold, and you'll need to rug up, put a jacket on, that sort of thing. I wanted to talk about this because she actually dropped a fair bit of information in there, and it was just sort of real quickly brushed over, but for someone like us, there's actually quite a lot of information. And that was one of them. I was under the impression that it was just purely from my own belief that we were having seasons. So we're having a summer, a spring, a winter, and autumn. But we're not. It's day to day, which is fine. I mean, it's not what I would hope would happen. I would have hoped for months at a time. So, you'd have maybe a week of day, and then a week of summer, and then a week of spring, a week of winter, and a week of autumn. That's what I hope for. Obviously, it's not going to happen like that. That basically means you've got to be ready for any weather pattern. Because I can't see if you log in and it's snowing and you've got a t-shirt and shorts on, well, you're not going to last long. You're going to have to get a sweater or a jacket or something to wear. I mean,
Yeah,
makes it a bit harder. To be fair, if I knew winter was coming, be alright. I could gear up for it.
that's right. And it all depends on how much that's going to affect the player. And perhaps they might change that after EA. They could be still working on it, I suppose, to bring in seasons. And yeah, I guess it all just depends on how much that is going to affect the player. Whether you're going to be cold or hot and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just see the Tom's put in. Doesn't know how long will be fun for seasons yet. Yeah, which is fine. But at this stage, it's daily. Yeah, so it could be a cold, snowy day, or it could be a wintry, stormy day, or it could be a nice sunny day, day to day. That's what I've learned from the Ruby Dev Spotlight. But anyway, so what else did she mention there, man? She mentioned quite a few things. Oh, the factory downstairs, the underground factory.
Yeah, with the caved area.
Yeah,
And she said that was one of her favourite areas in the whole map.
I got a soft on when I seen that. I was like, oh, that's pretty, that's pretty sick, man. Like, yeah, she was. Oh, just even the jumping animation. Even someone on Reddit actually said the jumping animation. It looks really cool. Like, I'm like, yeah. I went back and watched it. I'm like, yeah, he's right. It's actually coming along. We don't even have it yet, and it's like, just give it to me. Just put it in my hands, damn it. Let me play. But I was pretty interested to find that. So that's one of the first things I'm going to do is go look for that place and have a sniff around, see what's there. So
we'll have to take it over and
board it up,
make it our own. Yeah,
yeah, that's it. Yeah, put a big A1P1 fucking sticker smack straight on the front. Yeah, and come in. Yeah, they'll be all fucking like wolves pounding at the door trying to get in. Yeah.
Yeah, other thing that was talked about was the governor's mansion. That was one of the biggest scenes for Ruby to make in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's where I would just, yeah, that shit's cool, man. Like I said, I work with architects all day, and, you know, I look at their stuff and think, oh, that's pretty cool. What they've done, they've got, you know, some funky buildings, but just to actually get the floor plan and I guess it's probably easier for them because they don't have to, like, it's a game. It doesn't, like, it's got to be functional and working, but it doesn't have to be exact. Whereas in my industry, everything's like to the millimeter, you know, it's like exactly right. So that's, I guess, where I think, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I can draw it and make it. Like, I could do something like what she does on AutoCAD and CAD it out as a floor plan and stick it into something like Revit and then just up the walls, make the walls, you know, make the empty windows and doors if they want to add to, so the designers can then use it to make openable doors and stuff, you know, just things like that. Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, that's pretty fun. So I guess it's the lucky ones, right? get to play with the cool shit. Yeah. Yes. So then she was also the dev blog this week, as was the Remains of the World Before, which is very similar to what we have just been talking about, and that she did show us the governor's mansion and the apartment block, which had three apartments per floor, and each one was different.
4 floors, I think.
4 floors. Yep. Yep. 3 apartments, 4 floors, which was the biggest one. Yeah, which is pretty cool. I mean, and a lot of work to get done, which is pretty cool. It strikes me as a little bit odd that they get her to do the structure and then they give it, so she just pushes it off to someone else and goes, here it is, here's the structure, you do what you want with it. I mean, like she said, she's got floor plans to see what they intend to do and where they intend to put wet areas and kitchens and breakout rooms.
She makes the house and then the designers put the furniture and stuff in there. So I guess it's like a carpenter builds the house and then a designer comes in and puts the furniture and all that in for you. Yeah,
that's it. Hey Flex, how you going, brother? Yeah, you're late by about, oh shit, half an hour. That's alright, you haven't missed much. That's all good. It seems odd. I would have thought that she would have been the person to put in the furniture and stuff. I mean, she may do it as like she gets done and then interior decorator. Probably we have. Is that what Clegg does? He's an interior decorator. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It's a fancy name.
That was the word I was looking for.
He's got interior. He's got a fancy name for an interior decorator. Yeah. Yeah, cool. That's you might not like that. He'll probably like send me some nasty tweet or something. Man. I don't know. Let's get a drink ready, guys. Sorry. And then yeah,
But he does more than just placing stuff inside a house. He designs the towns and stuff like that as well.
yeah. You've seen streams of him doing that. So
Mm.
he's not just an interior decorator. He's a landscaper as well.
Yeah.
Town planner. That's pretty fancy title. Mm. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought she would have put in at least the stuff that's not interactable, like a bed. She could do that. I mean, she may do it. It just seems a bit up and down in that how she actually just does from my understanding, just the structure, and then they go ahead and put in all the fancy stuff. This is cool. It's still a cool job. Don't get me wrong, but I would be itching to like, oh, if can I just put that set of drawers in there? Oh, and then then you play interior decorator. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna move that to there. I'm gonna stick that there. Oh, that'll look cool over there. Yeah. Yes. So moving on. Unless you got anything else to add, man. Got anything else to add?
Nope.
Yeah, cool. Moving on to the Jinx T-shirt in-game item deal. So there was a bit of a stir over this in the Reddit over, I guess, why they're selling merchandise and we don't even have something in our hands yet. Personally, I think it's cool. People have been asking for it, and then they get it, and then
That's right.
others
That's what I couldn't
complain.
understand.
Others, it will be others. It won't be them complain about it. So I haven't got one yet. Excuse me, but I haven't got one yet because I've been pretty busy. But I intend to pick one up. I don't know what shipping would be like, but I'll sort it out. Yeah. What do you reckon, man?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. People have been asking for merchandise, and you get a little in-game item with it as well. So, and it's good to see them getting these partnerships with other companies as well, because it means that we're getting closer to actually having the thing in their hands as well.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, look, you got to be fair. That they're not in the business to make games for free. I mean, well, that would be
That's
cool,
right.
and everyone
That's
would
right.
be skipping around, dancing around rainbows. You know, if that was the case, you know, everyone would be all happy. They're a business, so I've got no issues with it whatsoever. And I think it's cool because you couldn't get them before. No one, you could make your own if you wanted to, and then it's like, wow, it's not the same as actually having an official merchandise for H1Z1, which is what everyone wants. So I think it's great. And then they did the fun run as well. Was it the 5? Tom will be able to help us out here if he's still in the chat. Was it the 5K run or something with the shirts that SOE helped out with the sponsorship? So that was cool, and they had glow-in-the-dark t-shirts, I think. So
Yeah, glow-in-the-dark ones.
that'd be sick. I'd love to go to a nightclub wearing that. I'll pick up all those chicks, man. And we'll be loving it. Oh my god. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there was a few butthurt people over it. I just don't know why. I mean, personally. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it either.
Yeah, I've just got a quick question for Tom, if he doesn't mind answering it. And that was, when it's snowing, if I stand still, do I collect snow on my shoulders and head? Or does it just dissipate away?
I'm pretty sure from the streams that's what happens.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Reddit had rabble. Oh, we get the sloppy seconds, do we? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Or are you saying that Reddit's just Reddit, which is pretty much it.
One thing I did notice in the streams as well is when it's snowing and you put an item down, it's instantly covered in snow. Whereas I would like, excuse me, I'd like to see where you put an item down and it's just there as normal, and then as the snow falls on it, it builds up over time. So when you come along and you see an item on the ground, you can tell whether it's fresh or whether somebody has been sitting there for a while.
Yeah, yeah. And I just see there in the chat, he's saying that it was a bug. So yeah, that's the bug. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. At least we know that it's not there yet. But you know, it was a good bug, wasn't it? I mean, cool. Can I just leave it? What does it cause issues? I guess it would cause issues if it's a bug. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So moving on, unless there's anything else you want to add about the t-shirts. I mean, there's plenty of. I mean, if someone could post a link in the chat, that'd be sick. I could do it, but I really don't have the skills or mental capacity right now. The mental capacity is not quite there to post a link to the website.
I'll get on it.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man. Yes. So this one was a very late inclusion earlier this morning when I woke up from my nice sleep to see that Smed had tweeted that we are on Twitter that we are nearly done with H1Z1 early access list of stuff we wanted to get in. I was like, holy shit. Really happy with where we are at and glad we spent the time. Now, I've heard this before, and it's been constantly reminded to everyone on Reddit. Thanks, Thaddeus. Constantly reminded to everyone on Reddit about 4 to 6 weeks. And I read it and went, oh, wicked, that's cool. And then I was like, geez, he's got a set of balls on him. Far out. Good on him. Like, cool. He's obviously confident. There's no way he'd do it again. You'd hope. Fingers crossed. But, you know, it's anything's possible. But he's obviously happy with where it's at. And we can see a release date coming up very soon.
Yeah,
Hopefully. That's pretty cool. I picked on H1Z1 HQ just yesterday, actually, December the 3rd. Okay, so I was like, oh, I'm going to put a date in there. Someone may already have picked it.
Somebody on Reddit said December the 4th.
Yeah,
they heard from a source, but they wouldn't say who or what they heard through the grapevine or some shit like that.
I don't. No one knows. But that's really cool because I was getting a little bit nervous that we weren't going to see it until next year, even though we'd been told that it will be this year. I was getting a little bit nervous that it may not be. I still went ahead.
We'll be looking at mid-December.
Yeah, personally, I do too. I think the announcement will be start of December, and then we'll get a week, as been said, a week to get your finances in order, to buy it on Steam, and then get early access. I'm prepared for long wait times. Like, it'll just be smashed. Which actually that takes me back to a question that Legendary asked earlier about servers. And we won't get a choice, mate. Legendary, we'll have to play on the American servers to start with because there's no Australian servers. So I look forward to jumping on a server with you, mate, and I might hunt you down. I don't know, maybe I'll be your friend. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But yeah, that's for that. But like, I think I put a Reddit post up earlier this week, just saying, sitting in my hotel room in Melbourne, actually, just chilling out, watching the skyline. But anyway, about servers, and like, it's gonna be chaos. And my hat goes off to any dev on any project, no matter, not just this one, that's willing to release a game just before Christmas in early access, because they are going to be flat out all the way up to Christmas and possibly through Christmas. And like, I'm out there, you know, having a good time, and they're working their guts out. So to you guys, when it happens, got to be high, Flex. Got to be high, man.
And that's if we do see it before Christmas. It might come out just after Christmas because of that reason or something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And yes, as you said, I mean, hats off to them from the start for doing what they do.
Yeah. I'm getting a few issues here, so hopefully we don't lose everyone again. I don't know what's going on. but I'm losing connection, which is not ever a good thing. So sorry about that. It's possibly because it's getting quite hot in here, but I can't really help that. I might open the door. See if that helps. Sorry. Yep. That may help a bit. Just cool it down a bit. Yeah. We did have a killer thunderstorm yesterday, I've got to say. Some dude got hit by lightning in the city. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. He got cleaned up. Yeah, he's alright, but man, did some damage. It was a wicked storm. Went probably, oh shit, I would have to say, 4 hours of lightning and thunder. Like, it was wicked. It was cool. Kids are freaking out, of course, but they do. Yeah. So I did forget to feed the mouse down at the exchange. So hopefully he keeps on his little wheel, keeps pedaling around, keeps it going. Yeah, I am still working on getting it fixed. Yes. Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be wicked when we get it. This early access stuff. So for Smed to tweak something like he did, just says to me that they are actually getting very close to getting it out. Yeah. Thanks for the follow, Carcalos. Wicked, mate. Yeah, it says to me that they are. It's going to be soon. So I see Tom's very quiet in the chat, which is probably a good thing for him. Yeah. Yeah. You got anything else to add, mate? Anything else you want to chuck in, throw in the mix?
No.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, as I said, if he's tweeted that, they must be pretty close. He didn't say that they've completed everything, so there's obviously still 1 or 2 things that they need to iron out. And, yeah, hopefully we'll see it soon.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
getting closer anyway.
Yeah, it's by no means finished from that tweet. He said, you know, they've got a fair bit of stuff in, but there's obviously still stuff to be done. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I also want to just say that it's good that they've taken the time to get the back end right. I mean, I don't know in game development how many companies actually do that, or they just go, okay, we've got a reasonably solid build, it's pretty good, we'll just stick it on a server and then we'll fix the server issues as we go, rather than let's get it reasonably well working now and then we'll fix it. Like, I mean, fix any issues that come up and then, yeah. So, I mean, the whole server issue from the Reddit post that I did was related to scalability. And I don't know if more come online or not. Maybe Tom can answer it or not. It's up to him. But if the servers are chockers, are they going to like add more? Is it automatic, or is it like we've got 20 servers for EA and that's it? So that's basically what we're doing, you know? Or are they going to go, oh, okay, it's full, we need to add more?
Yeah, I'm not sure there. I would say there would just be a certain amount of servers and you'd have to go into a queue.
Yeah, it'll just be a queue. I mean, PlanetSide 2, I was in the beta for that, and there was massive queues, you know, massive queues. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but, you know, that's part of it too. You know?
Yeah.
Just go away and get a drink, wait for it to load in. That's part of it. Get in there, this is what will happen. I'll sit there, I'll be like, waiting. Oh yes, I'm in. Cool. I'll load in, spawn in, some dude will just shoot me in the face, and I'll be kicked out. It'll crash or something. I'm like, oh, fuck. Alright. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Tom, for answering that question. Yeah. And like Tari Yesu said, he can understand them, but which I can too. Like, a lot of people don't understand what it goes into it and what it takes to be a programmer and stuff. So, and a lot of them will just get it, buy it, play it, go, it's broken, don't work, go on Reddit, vent, never play it again. It's like, well, dude, it's early access. It's not even finished. So they need to, I don't know,
learn. It's gonna absolutely explode when EA comes out. Absolutely explode.
Yeah. That's right.
It's gonna be cool. Crazy.
It actually surprises me how many new people coming each week. Like, it seems to be a real increase in the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's happened, but seems to be a real increase in the bunch of dudes that are actually coming and saying, "Oh, I'm new to this. What about this and this and this?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, it's been suggested. Go to the wiki, have a look." You know. But that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So they ordered more servers. Sorry, I'm just getting off topic. But Legendary, they ordered more servers for Landmark Alpha, but it was Super Bowl Sunday, when you got no chance of getting anyone to work in the US on Super Bowl Sunday, unless, of course, you know, it's all about the Benjamins, isn't it? That's how it all works. So, yeah, I guess, yeah, like Tom just said, that the capacity may change. So I think there'll be initial hit where it'll be hit hard, and then you'll probably see after a couple of days it'll pull back.
Yeah,
and then,
definitely.
Yeah, and then they'll have to just go from there, I guess. I'm just excited and amped. To be fair, I thought I was done gaming. I did. I was like over it. I was a Battlefield player from 2005 for Battlefield 2, all the way through, and that's all I played. And then this last one came out, and it's just absolute garbage. And I played the DayZ on and off, and then I got the early access to that, and I was like, yeah, this is crap. And it's not crap, but it's the mod without vehicles. And then this came up, and my brother actually said, "Oh, get onto this," and I've like actually started a podcast on it and got excited about it. So my hat's off to SOE for invigorating me again, getting me back on. Yeah. Yes. All right. All right. Moving on. Shall we head to around the Reddit?
Yep.
Very good. Very good indeed. So the first one, or the first cab off the rank, is our good friend SOE Legion, or Greg Henninger. He posted that your Reddit voted upon makeshift hatchet personalised just for you, and it's got /r/H1Z1 improvement from the original has been decided, and that I believe is down below, straight below me.
Yep.
And it's the one on the left. Am I correct? And then the one on the,
yes.
and then the one on the right was a variation that they were going to use, but looked too similar. Am I right? Someone may be
the
able
one on the left is the one that was made for the Reddit. The one on the right is the one that's already in the game.
Yep. Cool.
H1Z1 Carson posted that he made it a little bit different than the one voted for, as the two looked very similar. He said, "So yeah, this one is made from a different type of tree limb with the bark that's flaking off, and has leather wraps and ties as opposed to cloth for the other one."
Yeah, which I said on the Reddit when I voted. I voted for one very similar to that. Probably not quite that one, obviously, because that's different. And everyone else had voted for one that was exactly the same or very similar to the one that was already in the game from the devs pick. And I'm like, what's the point? Why are you even voting? That's the same.
Yeah, well, I must admit I did vote for number 4, and that's the one that got through. Personally, I just thought it was the one that looked the best out of what was on to offer. And I mainly looked at the head of the axe. I thought a lot of the others didn't look right, the head on the axe. So that's why I voted for number 4.
Yeah, I personally think I went for number 1, only because it looked like a crafted hatchet. It didn't look like something that was, anyway, doesn't matter. We've got them now. Pretty positive from the community. I was very happy with that.
Yeah, I loved it. I reckon that they should do more of it. Greg did post that there would be another one for a makeshift bow, I think it was, in a week's time. I saw it in the dev tracker, and when I clicked on the link, it was gone. So it may have been deleted, and whether we see another one or not, I don't know. But it would be good to see more stuff like that, where we can get to have a bit of a say and choose in what it looks like and vote for it.
Yeah. I mean, I hope we get to see heaps more of it. I mean, that is one way where you can get the community involved in the game. It's like probably personally one of the best ways, because we get to say yes, we want this in the game, or no, we don't, or we want this to happen, or we don't,
Yeah.
So,
And we'll see a lot of that in the A.
yeah, hopefully, yeah. I mean, fingers crossed. So it was initially when they did it, it got a bit of negative response from the community, but once it actually was finished, everyone was like, "That's cool, that's cool." Yeah. So.
The only thing I had on that was if you look closely at the axe, on the butt end of the axe, you can see that it has R/H1Z1 scratch into it. I don't know whether you noticed that or not.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah,
I
actually
thought
had
that
to
was
look
a nice
for it.
little touch.
I was like, it's on there, and I was looking on the handle, like zooming right in, going, "Where the fuck is it? What the fuck?" And I went, "Oh, it's on the back of the axe head. Cool."
Yeah.
Which is cool, man. That's a pretty sick feature.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice little touch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess there'll be votes on weapon types and stuff, so we'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Mm.
So moving on to the next one is again from Greg Henninger, or SOE Legion. He's been pretty busy on the Reddit. He actually posted a poll, and that was, what type of server are you looking forward to the most in H1Z1? And there was 4 choices, or 5 choices. It was PvP, PvE, hardcore, permadeath, or other. And which one do you reckon was number 1?
PvP, of course.
Wow. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but it didn't. There was some interesting comments about it. So, do you see? Well, let's start off with, what would your preference be?
Well, for me, it would be the vanilla stock game, which is PvP. I'll probably try different servers as well, but such as PvE. If PvP becomes too much kill on sight and stuff like that, I would probably move to PvE. But I do like to have the option to kill somebody or hunt somebody down if they try to fuck me over.
Yeah.
So, there's going to be times where you are going to want to hurt somebody or kill somebody because they stole something from you or tried to break into your base or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no PvP in the sense, or on a PvE server, they can still break into your house. They can still steal your shit. You just can't do anything back, which is
that's right.
Some people would like it, and like Flex says, roleplay all the way, which is cool. People into role-playing. But I'd like to be able to retaliate, unless they make it such a Care Bear environment where you can't attack them. You can't. It's literally just run around, scavenge, build a house, make a sick base, defend against the zombies, all that sort of jazz, which some people will do like, and go nuts, mate. That's what you want to do it. I'm not going to stop you, but me personally, I want to be able to sit up on a building and pop some dude in the head when he's walking looking for something to eat or drink.
Yeah.
Or rob him blind. Not that I'm a bandit. I tend to be a middleman. Right.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Sometimes depends on the mood you're in as well.
Yeah.
Yes, you know it's a game, so sometimes when you just want to go and kill something, you're going to go in there and go kill a few people because you want to kill something. But I suppose there's other games for that as well. I think a lot of people think that PvP equals kill on sight, or it instantly means deathmatch.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. I saw that them asking PvP is what their vanilla game is going to be, is a PvP game. So that's why I voted for PvP.
I've got no problem with someone killing me. That's fine. If you want to kill me. But be creative, man.
Yeah.
Like, rob me first. Make me do some stupid shit, I'll play along. Don't get me wrong, I'll play along. If you fucking put a gun to my head and I've got no way of defending myself, I'll play along with you. If I've got a gun, and this is for those guys that will end up being on a server with me, if you pull a gun on me, I'll just pull it back. I won't fucking hesitate. I'll be
Yeah.
like, if you want to go, let's go. You know, I'll roll the dice. You might have the jump on me, but I'm not going to sit down. But if I don't have a weapon, then I will roleplay and let the dude rob me blind, knock me
Yeah.
out, and take all of my clothes and leave me in just a pair, leave me in just a pair of gumboots. You know, I'll let him do that.
Yeah.
Because the chances are he may not kill me. So, which is pretty cool.
And they're going to have a deathmatch server. Well, they were talking about that they were testing a deathmatch type of server, so that might keep a lot of people that just want to kill people. They'll go to that server instead of a normal server.
Yeah.
And it's not really possible for SOE to determine when is the right time to allow you to kill a player versus just going around killing people randomly. I don't think there's any type of tool that they could come up with which is going to determine when's the right situation to allow somebody to kill another player, such as when they've stolen something from you or done something to you that would warrant you turning around and killing them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Without admins and stuff like that for RP servers, you're not going to be able to control it, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, but like I'm just going back to what I said. You know, those dudes who just kill for the sake of killing. Well, okay, that's fine. That's part of it. But man, I'd rather you be creative and kill me than just shoot me. So
Yeah,
everyone's different.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. There was a lot of good posts in that. One idea I liked, mentioned by underscore Ganjolf, when talking about RP servers, is to have whitelisted servers. I like that idea, and I thought it could be a possible monetization idea where they could offer a server where you could add a list of players that only those list of players can join your server.
Yeah, but then you own or rent the server, and there's no rental for servers.
That's right. That's something that they would have to look at. Either a monthly fee or a yearly fee or something like that to have a server that can be whitelisted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that idea. People would like it, but I don't like that idea. Only because, well, one, it's not going to happen because they're going to own the server. The moment I rent a server, I want full control of it because I'm paying for it, so it's mine. For that period of time.
Yeah.
And you won't get it. They won't give it to you. Which
That's right.
I mean, the way SOE
And
do
that's
it.
something I hadn't thought about. So
the way SOE do it is, personally, for this genre, this type of game, is the way it has to be done. You can't server hop. You lock the server. They control it. You've got rule sets, so you can pick a server you want to go on that has the right rule set that you want to play on, and go nuts.
Yep.
And understand that it's for them. They have control for a reason, which is cool, man. I'm happy for that. A lot of the time you see these busted ass servers, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, you can't use this. Yeah. Yeah, well, sorry, but yeah, Tom, that's right. I want to see zombies mowing the lawns. I want to see them out there. I want to pay a zombie to do my lawns, man. I don't want to do it. I just did mine today. I'm fucking over it. Right. See you, legendary, mate. Thanks for hanging out, man. It's good to see you. We'll have to catch up soon. Yeah, maybe we can get you on the show. We'll talk later. Have a good sleep. Yeah, he's not hard enough, is he, Tom? What's he doing? It's only halfway through and he's pulling the pin. What time is it? 3, maybe, at your place? Yeah. It's getting started.
2:30 there.
2:30, is it? Just getting started. Yeah. Right. So we see you, buddy. We'll move on, eh?
Yep.
So Crispy Dog, he posted about randomly locked non-player doors. Now this sounds cool. And he said, so what about randomly locked doors in homes, and to get them open there will be a key randomly spawned somewhere in the building that works with the door and then breaks after you use it, and after say an hour nothing has interacted with that door, it will lock again and spawn a new key in a container nearby.
That's something different.
What do you reckon, mate?
That's something different. I really hate the idea of keys being in a game, but I'm talking more base building type thing. But that would definitely add something new to the game where you've got to look for something to be able to progress your scavenging of that house. They could probably even put make a zombie spawn in that house that has the key that you need, so you have to kill a zombie to get into the room or something.
Yeah, I'm all for it, personally. I love it. I think it's a fantastic idea. Like, do it. Tom, if you're listening, do it. Put it in the game. I'd like to see the ability to smash the door down. If you can't, find the key. The ability to kick it in, but if you kick it in, it creates a huge noise. So
yeah.
basically, if it was to happen, and I couldn't find it. I looked, couldn't find the key. It's probably under the those little rock things you get that you hide your key in.
Yeah.
It's probably there, and I haven't looked there yet. But I couldn't find the key, so I actually kicked the door down. I would hope that at least 2 or 3 zombies come into the house. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's like a spawn, so if you kick that door down, 2 or 3 zombies are coming. Something like that. Some sort of trigger. Keypads flex. We just like punch shit in. Yeah. Or SWAT cards. That's what it is these days. Yeah. Or magnetic. Touch it. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I'd like to see it. And like Crispy Dog said, after an hour, no one's interacted with that door. It goes back to being locked. Key spawn somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool. It would add another level to the game.
That's right. Yep.
And more immersive. Like, where's that fucking key? Looking around. I'm looking for this key. I can't find it. And then all of a
It
sudden,
doesn't necessarily have to be a key. It could be a SWAT card or something.
yeah, it could be an office block. Yep.
Yeah, go find the police officer zombie that's around and kill him to get the SWAT card to be able to get into the armory or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's a good feat. That's a good idea. Like, maybe not a house, but there's an armory. There's a zombie with the key, or a SWAT card. You got to kill him. You got to find him and kill him to get the key. He might not even be in the police station. He might be, I don't know,
wandered off somewhere else.
2 or 3 blocks away, and you find it. You're like, oh shit, I've got the key. I'll leg it straight away. And then there's always some dude hiding in the fucking police station waiting for me.
Yeah, there's camp there, let you do all the work, and then when you come back, kill you and take the key.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've seen it done. Infestation Survivor Stories on War Z. I played that when it first came out. And yeah, dudes camping the police stations, waiting for dudes to come past. Like, yeah, it's a bit monotonous. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. Like, that's like, okay, I've got the key. I'm running. I'm fucking legging it. Okay, I'm here. What happens? Yeah, very, very cool. Right, moving on. Shadow Architect posted a trap suggestion of forced entry. So he says, picture this, you're in your shelter, you're backed into a corner and a group is trying to hack their way through the door. What if instead of typing a code to open the door, they bust it down, which triggers lighting fuses for mines, I think rigged lootable player-made structures to blow up. So he's saying, like, you basically make a trap. I'd put a shotgun at head height, so when they open the door it went off and shot the first dude in the head. Because you're not going to stop them all. So that'd be cool, something like that. Or maybe a tripwire where they open the door and it pulls a pin on a grenade and the grenade's next to the door and the grenade goes off. Just player-made traps.
I think that traps are a must. You need some way to defend your base, especially when you're not online, and I think traps are the way to go. Yeah,
I agree with you there. That's probably
perhaps something not as elaborate as what the poster had suggested, and where he said you can blow up your own loot and blow up 2 or 3 people and stuff like this. I don't think that they would allow it to be that powerful, but we definitely need traps to stop people from getting into our bases and houses and whatnot.
I mean, like, you're not going to stop them all. So
No. And even then, there's got to be a way around it.
I often wonder if it's just me and you, let's just say it's me and you, we're hanging out together, and I haven't killed you yet. And we build a nice house. We build a McMansion out of timber and fucking steel. Is it worth building it? If when we log on next, the Americans have come online, they've attacked it, they've destroyed it, we start again. Do we even bother, or do we just end up being another DayZ and we just run around
And
looting and pillaging? And
this is a big problem with Rust: is you build something, you log off, and next time you log on, somebody's raided your base and broke in and took all your stuff. And this is why I think that they need traps to be able to at least persuade some people from getting in, make it harder for them to get in. But yeah, it's a real touchy subject there.
yeah, it's a really hard one to get right. And
That's right. Mm.
I think if anyone can do it, SOE can.
I just hope that they make
Go Tom. Go mate.
tools, that they make tools to be able to defend as well as attack. The problem with Rust at the moment is they give you so many tools to be able to attack players, to be able to attack bases, but there's no real tools to defend. So, you know, you go to sleep, and then by the time you get up in the morning, your house is broken into, and it kind of feels like, what's the point?
Yeah, the other option is to never sleep.
Yeah.
Just Red Bull, coffee, whatever. Just never sleep. Don't go to work. Stay home. Just fucking hang out there. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, God, how many zombies are there?
there's a link up.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I must be retarded. Anyway. Yeah, is that one Tom posted? There was a Reddit post, and I was talking about the load, and then Tom posted one, and I was like, holy shit. Oh, I'm not going into town.
Yeah.
Fucking insane, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Like that.
You need a Jeep to get through that.
You need more than a Jeep. You need one of those big trucks with the car catcher, like Dawn of the Dead, with the big, the big bus. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't expect Tom to say anything, but I don't know how stable that is. But it's a pretty sick load if it is.
Yeah, well,
Thanks,
make horse, they said.
Fuffler.
It'll be fun, they said.
Yeah.
And that one there, I really do hope that you get in situations like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just, you know, all these zombies come and you're up on top of the car, and it's just like, oh God, what the hell do I do? I'm going to have to spend the night on top of the car waiting for somebody to come along, or somebody to draw the zombies away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just dropped a few more frames, so sorry fellas if that happened. It's quite nasty, I think, that one. But yeah. I don't know how you'd go, man. If I walked around a corner and seen that many Zeds in City, I'd probably just turn around. And just,
Get out of there.
Don't mind me. I'm just walking away, because, fuck. How many mothers are there? You know? The last one, Flex, yeah, man. What do you want to know about? What do you want to talk about? The one with Ruby, Opfer? Are you there, mate? Are you there? Is anyone it's working here? Yeah, alright. So anyway, we'll move on from there. Oh, just before I do, what I would like to see though is the ability to put a trapdoor in where I'm being attacked and I'm home. I can sneak out the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like some sort of trapdoor where, oh shit, I'm being attacked. I know there's 5 dudes out there. There's only me and you. That's it. I'm gonna just sneak out a trapdoor and run off out the back. I know there's a gap in the...
Or just a little hiding room that's underneath
like what
one of your foundations.
A safe house or something. Safe room.
Yeah. But aren't your foundations decks? They're lifted off the ground, so I don't know whether that would work or not.
I would think more of a just get out of dodge, you know.
A trapdoor to get you underneath the foundation.
Yeah, underneath the foundation, and then just leg it out.
And run.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd have an escape. You'd have to. I'd have an out somewhere. So if I had to get out, I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I'd like to see too, if it happens. Yeah, the underground structures, we didn't... I only talked about what they talked about, Flex, so... Sorry, bud. you're out of luck, mate. It's just a factory, some cool jumping. Moving on. Some of these are a bit older because of the length of time between doing it. But Control Alt Delete Escape posted. Where is all the dead zombie bodies, rotting humans that have been eaten and rotting, animals that were killed, clotted up trash and objects, signs of the military or other forces? He goes, signs of a previous survivors in a general apocalyptic world. It's really hard to tell. And he's got a pretty good point. I mean, it's very EA. It's not quite, it was by no means finished. So I would anticipate that stuff comes in after. I mean, it will be added as it goes, from what I can tell. I mean, it's going to be a massive world. It'll be so hard to do it all as it happened, as it is now.
Yeah.
But I would like to see like a traffic jam, full packed up, you know, all smashed in, zombies dead in cars, or stuck in seat belts, you know, dudes dead, you know, all that sort of stuff. Really suck you into the world. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the whole post, really. And there's been things that have said quite recently in some other posts is that everything looks too clean. That's quite funny, because before everybody was saying everything looked too dirty and looked too much like concrete, and now it's kind of come the other way, where everybody's saying it looks too clean. But I suppose you get that. And I'm guessing they will do a whole pass through the map and add all the, you know, all the extra stuff that makes it look good and scary and stuff like that. So,
sorry, I think I've got another thunderstorm. So that'll explain the.
But one thing I'd like to see is zombies or skeletons in the cars as well. I think that will add to the whole atmosphere of the thing. You know, rubbish laying around, bits of cardboard, and Cycle My Hertz posted that one of the reasons we aren't just filling the world with things is that this variety adds to the rendering load. So the best course of action is to add things slowly, as we know they can perform well. Work out any issues that pop up and tune the performance, and see what else we have the network, CPU and or GPU budgets for. So there's a few things that they've got to account for in that, and you know, which is true, like GPU and CPU and RAM and all that type of stuff, and the load that it puts on the servers.
Yeah, I mean, it as again goes back to SOE knowing how to build an MMO and knowing what they can and can't do.
That's right.
And systematically doing it, rather than just go, oh, we've got this really cool feature, let's just chuck it in, let's chuck it here, and then all of a sudden it goes, whoop. You're like, oh fuck, really?
Yep.
We just killed it. We need to go back and start again. So it just says to me, yeah.
And it's the same thing with the Horde, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly right.
They've got to make it right for the server load.
Exactly right. They're testing it out, seeing what does and doesn't work, and how they can adjust it to work.
Yeah.
So they can get the most they can get in, and have players as well, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, Ronald.
It would definitely come after EA anyway, because Legion posted something to remember is, since we are still in pre-alpha, we have a long way to go, even after the release early access. The things we are polishing right now are the key pillars of the game and the back-end infrastructure. Little touches like what you brought up are going to be added along the way. That is exactly what EA is going to be for you to make the suggestions like this, and we can decide how they would fit into H1Z1. Right now, we just need to get the product into your hands, and then we can talk. Then we can all work together as an enormous team.
Yeah, cool.
So it's definitely going to be something that comes along. And Clegg also showed off some of the tools for it already quite some time ago. He put up on Twitter a tool to make blood smear marks and blood splatters and stuff like that on walls and on the ground. And
personally?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, wicked. I missed that.
If you dig back into his Twitter, you'll find it. You'll find a picture of an outside of a house that has a bit of blood on the wall and then blood onto the ground, and it looks like as if somebody's been dragged away.
Yeah, cool.
So they got the tools there. They got the tools. It's just a matter of going through and working out what they can add to
Yeah.
the load and
Yeah.
what we want added in there, I suppose.
Yeah, cool. I just wanted to say one thing, and that is we are having another thunderstorm. So if it goes out, that's what happened. This happened one other time. We tried to do a stream that failed due to inclement weather. I'll tell you. There you go. Yeah. It'll come. I think it's just so EA. It's hard to actually get in there. We'll move on. Dude, I'm Daddy. He posted railroads and derelict train stations and handcars. Now, his post read, I think it would be neat to have functional railroads that players can interact with. Transport in survival games is a very fickle thing. We all want lots of room to run around, but hate actually doing all that running. That's a pretty good point. The effects would be twofold. First, it's a landmark. Everyone loves a landmark, and it's a place where everyone's familiar with and can generate a lot of interesting situations and conflicts. Second, it's an answer to the transport problem. Allow players to build handcars easier than a motorized vehicle, and they at least have something to get around easier in allowing for things like customizable handcars, graffiti, ambush, zones, temporary blockades, etc. There could be a whole bunch of cool stuff to go along with it. Sorry if someone's already mentioned this. So what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, it has been mentioned a couple of times that people want railways there. It's been mentioned before about having an actual working train. If you can find all the bits and get the train up and going, you know, you can cruise up and down the train line. And that's something that I'd like to see personally as well. But it's not something that we're going to see at early access anyway. Not for a long time yet, if they do put it in.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of hand carts as well.
Yeah.
Perhaps instead of being able to craft one, there's just one on the rails somewhere. It's just a matter of finding it and being able to use it.
Yeah.
And you should need two people to use it as well.
Yeah, definitely. You shouldn't be able to do it yourself. I'd like to see it craftable. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to craft, I don't think. Just some timber. You'd have to add rims, so car rims.
Yep.
Some timber and some metal, and a chain. Maybe
Yep.
get a chain, and then very basic, very fickle. But it'd be cool to have something running, maybe east west or something, or up and down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something. It'd be cool to see. It would add like train stations would add as landmarks. So I'm at the such and such train station. Oh yeah, I know where you are. I'm like, on my other side of the map, dude. Bad luck. So I can deal with those zombies yourself,
And
Um,
it'd be cool to be, like you're walking along the railroad track, getting to the next city, and then all of a sudden you hear this chug, 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 chug.
yeah.
Toot, toot.
Yeah.
You need to get out of there before you get hit, or if you don't want to get seen, you need to go quickly, go find a hiding spot.
Yeah.
And if they got horses on there, are we going to have train robberies?
Yeah. Put
or-
logs of wood across the tracks.
Yeah.
For the old day, yeah.
Get the old cowboy hat and bandana going and jump on a horse and chase the train
Smith
down.
and Wesson. Yeah.
Yeah,
The chaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
and the vest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon, just thinking, Flex would probably go with the arseless chaps. All right. Sorry, mate. I had to do it. You got the same as me, Tom, with the i5 3570. Yeah, it's good. It's a nice little, good gaming CPU. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's so much that it could be OP though. Like if you can get from one side of the map to the other in a couple of minutes, then
Well,
it's
that's
OP.
where they need to make it harder to be able to get that up and running, and to get the amount of fuel that you need, whether it's an electric train or a steam train. I'd say it'd probably be electric train these days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that goes to the whole
might need
electricity.
5 car batteries to get it to run. That might be really hard to find and gather up.
Yeah.
Not to mention other parts.
Or you could make it if you need the cabling. The cabling's really hard to find.
Yeah.
So the batteries, because you need lots of batteries if there's vehicles, but the cabling's hard to get. Something like that, And maybe you
Yeah,
need
it's just all a matter of balancing.
maybe you need 2 dudes to drive. To if you get a train, I personally I couldn't see a train going in there, but if you do, maybe you need 2 dudes to drive the thing.
Yep.
Because you won't stop if someone jumps out in front of you, unless they do make a barricade thing. But then, if you did that with the train and you had the ability to put like logs across the track, dudes would just always put logs across the track, even if they're
That's
not
right.
going to be there. They're just going to do it just to piss
Yeah.
you off when you come through. So it would be a cool feature though if you seen them and stopped and there was dudes that ambushed you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could go forever, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So we'll move on. The Battle Axe posted kicking. And he goes, he knows we have grappling system, but he hasn't heard anything about kicking. Kicking's pretty self-explanatory. You hit the key it is bound to and you kick. If you kick a zombie and they stagger away a little bit, giving you time to finish them off or run away. Could also be used to break open locked or barricaded doors with 3 to 5 kicks. What do you think about this idea?
I really like it, and that's another aspect of the whole melee system. And like you got your push already, and I can't see if a zombie's grabbing you that you could really kick them away. You might be able to get into a position where you can get your foot up and kick them away, but I would definitely like to see if you got 3 or 4 zombies coming at you. You give them a quick kick. They'd stagger back more than a push would to give you that little bit of extra room, but it would probably be a slightly longer animation than the push.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm all for it. If it goes in, that would be sick. But I could see people pushing off and then kicking straight away.
Yeah.
So therefore you've got the push and the kick. And then you've got a good distance between you and the Z. Or you and the player. I imagine you can. I don't know that grappling's in with player to player, is it? Maybe Tom.
I don't
If Tom's not in a
so.
intoxicated coma yet, he could maybe answer the question. Can we grab player to player?
I haven't heard anything mentioned for player to player, just zombie. It's something that they had to adjust the AI for, I believe, so it wouldn't be something that we could do.
Yeah.
They'd have to code in a whole new grappling system for the player.
Yeah. I guess it's sort of.
But it would be interesting to see.
Yeah,
But then once you grab a player, what do you do with them?
Oh, don't get me started. I'm drunk. Yeah.
I suppose then you could add in, your knees and whatnot, knee them in the gut. And
Yeah. Yeah. The kicking thing though would be it's good. It would give you more space than a push.
Yeah.
Yeah. I second that flex. Don't drink and code, man. I want the game this year. You'll get to work on Monday and be like, oh, what did I do Saturday? Let's have a look. Anyway, move on. Oh, Flex posted. This one's a bit old. Electricity. I believe implementing power in game would bring a lot of new gameplay and would make game much more interesting. Here are some of his ideas. Generation. Since bicycle was confirmed, then why not take the back tire off the bike and belt it up with a few wires to a car battery? That would make like a generator. And he goes, instead of bicycling, maybe you could craft a crank to power the generator that would, of course, produce less power. Solar panels is self-explanatory, and kinetic shake-powered flashlight. All those wind ones, you've seen those? You can wind up the thing. He's got heaps here. Like there's so many different batteries and car batteries. You'd be able to find battery charger to recharge. Okay, you drain the battery. Putting an electric fence around your house would be pretty awesome. That would be pretty cool. Unless they could cut with wire cutters. Electrified door handles to make a trap. There's so many, I'm just skipping through them. Crafting a homemade taser to immobilize people. Needs recharging. Yeah, so he's gone through a few. Electricity in general, I would think would be cool. Very hard to implement. Very hard to implement. What do you recommend?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be that hard to implement, but I know that's I'm not a coder or a game designer, so I don't really know how hard it would be to implement. But that is a question. Is there going to be batteries other than car batteries in H1Z1? Is there going to be any electricity at all? Are we going to be able to have power at all for bases, or are we going to have generators?
Yeah.
It was said, and it was talked about, the dam being a possible source of power. It was something that somebody had said when they shouldn't have been said. It wasn't confirmed. It was more that something the devs were talking about, and somebody had talked about it on a Twitch stream when they really shouldn't have.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we don't know whether that's still going to be something possible. Is that if you can get the dam working, you can provide electricity.
Yeah. Just on the sorry, go.
No, you go for it.
Just on the flashlight thing, Tom. I would like to see it clippable, like you say. You've asked for it because it clips on, but only if you've got a backpack or a military vest. So I can't clip it to a t-shirt.
Yep.
But I can clip it to something that is like a loop, I guess, on the wherever or I could clip it to wherever. Yeah, the whole generator thing was an interesting one. I think they are talking about getting generators in the game. I don't know how you'd run them.
Well, there has been a lot of talk on Reddit about generators and posts about generators, and there hasn't been anything said about whether it's actually going to be in the game or not. A lot of talk has been said about what would a generator do? Like, it makes a lot of noise. It's going to attract a lot of zombies. Would it really be worth using a generator as a power source?
Yeah, I would like to make a shitload of noise.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. You could dig it maybe. I don't know.
The bike idea might be something that you could do to offset that, because you're just charging a battery. You're not making a lot of noise.
Yeah,
But then I don't know if I want to sit in game pedaling a bike for 20 minutes
just to charge a battery.
Charge a battery, so I've got lights for the night.
I mean, you could sit on the fucking thing and hit the whatever key it is and just sticky it down.
Yeah.
And walk away.
Yeah.
But I don't want to waste.
Come back and somebody's raided your base and you're dead.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. But also, you know, my gaming time's pretty limited. Like, I don't have a lot of time to game generally. So, you know, maybe 2-3 hours a night, and I don't want to waste it sitting there riding a bike, sitting there looking at a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the solar idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I did love the idea of solar panels. If they do put it in, I think it should be a rare item. But then I don't know how many houses in America have solar panels. It's becoming very common here.
Yeah, everyone's got
panels. So,
do you have them?
No, I don't have.
Neither do I. Panels. But they are so common. Almost every house.
I don't own the house that I'm in. So, if I did own a house, I would definitely have them.
Yeah, I know a dude who's off the grid, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely off the grid. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's sick. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So yeah, like you say,
that would depend on whether it's a rare item or not. But do they really want everybody to have power? So I would say that solar panels would be a rare item if they do put it in game.
Yeah, everyone will want them for sure. Yeah.
The kinetic flashlight. I like that idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
But how popular are they?
Well, all my kids have got them.
I think I've seen one.
My cousins have got them.
In my lifetime.
Really?
Yeah.
When you say kinetic, the ones you shake,
or
the ones you wind.
The ones wind up.
Like, my kids have got them. My nephews and nieces have got them on both sides of the family. They're not that great, but they're good enough. They'd get you out of a jam.
Yeah.
So they're fairly common. Yeah. But we use them.
Do we currently need a battery for the flashlight? We know. I'm pretty sure there's a flashlight in H1Z1.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think you start with it. I don't know if it needs a battery or not.
Do we need a battery to operate that? Like in DayZ, you start with a battery and a torch.
Yeah, yeah. You'd have to ask.
And then, other items that you find, like the cattle prod, stun baton, you need the battery for.
When you don't trip over the fence and knock yourself out.
Yeah, well, that's my next thing. Things that shock you, no way.
Yeah.
But I love that idea. It was pretty funny. It was mentioned about zapping animals. I think it'd be funny, but it's a pretty cruel thing to do. I love the idea of an electric fence. Attach a car battery to a barbed wire, and you've got one deadly electric fence.
Yeah. Have you ever held onto an electric fence?
Yeah, I have.
That cows are in the paddock?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
They give a belt, eh?
Oh yeah.
We used to have, when we were kids, we used to like, oh dude, hold on to it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, do it. It's good times.
And if they put something like that in, especially if they got barbed wire, which we know they have, I think wire cutters would be an essential item to be able to combat it.
Yeah, and it's a good way to get past
Should
it.
be slightly rarer than the batteries and the wire to be able to make the fence. So, you still got that defence there over how easy it is to find the wire cutters to easily get through your electric fence.
Yeah, and rigid flashlight, is that a dig at my accent? Oh, or are you seriously talking flashlight? Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's true. Like Cycle Mahek said, actually, electric fence is AC, batteries DC, but this is a game.
Yeah. It's like,
You know,
hey, they want to make it real.
well, then you need to find a converter to be able to convert your battery to
Yeah.
DC.
So there's something else you've got to add in. Oh, it's just you're just creating more work for yourself. Or they could just go, no electricity, done, and then there's no work for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, should we move on?
Yep.
This next one, sorry if I get your name wrong, but it's pretty full on. Perfusoon Jones posted, will we be able to craft ceilings in our structures? He says he's followed the game for a while and watched the ridiculous amount of footage pertaining to it during his unhealthy obsession. I think we've all got a fairly unhealthy obsession with this game, especially if you're in the America right now and you're watching this podcast, because it's like late for you guys. And he wants to basically know if we can put ceilings up in the camps to make them more secure. And I think it wouldn't be more of a ceiling, more of a roof than a ceiling, because he's saying at the moment it doesn't look like there's ceilings. And this renders camps with one floor vulnerable to looters and bandits, as they can merely jump onto a car and hop over. So he's really talking about a roof or another structure above the first platform.
Yeah, I did find this one a little bit weird. I can kind of understand what he's saying, but I don't think whether the poster understood that you lay your foundation and then you lay stuff on top of that that's got a roof on it. It's not that you build walls and then you can put a roof on top.
Yeah.
So whether that's what he was talking about or whether he's talking about adding that extra layer of security and having a fully concealed box with your different rooms inside that.
Yeah, I'm not real sure on what he was actually getting at. But my thoughts were not so much a ceiling, but a roof over there.
Yeah.
So
entire foundation.
Yeah.
Which
to me is like, well, it's a lot of work. I guess you could do it, but you wouldn't put a ceiling in.
I think
why would you put a ceiling in?
What he's asking for really is some type of defence against people from just putting a ladder up against your wall and climbing over, or parking next to your structure and being able to jump over a wall to get in. It needs to be harder. But that's where you need to have your stuff like your barbed wire, an electric fence if they have it. Put spike traps. We know you got spike traps in the game at the moment. Put spike traps all around the inside of your wall, so when they do vault over, that's what they're going to land on.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, then, rather than do what we think he's suggesting, is have a craftable wall that has broken glass, or razor wire, or barbed wire, or electrified wire, something.
Broken glass is a good one. I had as a makeshift defense. I hadn't thought of that. That's
very simple.
Pretty good.
Very, very simple. Was like just some glass and a makeshift wall, or even the next one up would be your barbed wire, then you go to
Yep.
the razor wire, then you go to electrified wire. You know, just rather than create a roof over, let's just stop them getting in or damaging themselves when they do get in. Like you say, have the punji sticks down the bottom. So they
Yep.
get in, they get cut coming over the wall, and then they jump down and they get hurt coming down, so they're already damaged when they get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would think would be a good backing out. Oh, Tom's off. Oh no, Tom, stay. That's cool, man. Thanks for coming, Tom. Really appreciate
thank you very
you
much.
hanging out, man. That's really cool. Yeah. Oh, Clegg's here. How you
Clegg.
going, Clegg? Yeah. Yeah. Thanks again, Tom, for hanging out with us. It means a lot to us. Bastards on the ass end of the world, you know. A trout. That's a nice fish. What are you doing with that? Yeah, all right. Shall we move on to something else then?
Yep.
So, Kasharik posted something people need to remember. Now, H1Z1 will have many servers and many different rule sets and variations. Do you think, or also keep in mind that you cannot server hop like many other games, so your actions stick to your character name. People will get to know you on your server. Trolls won't be able to troll for long. Fresh spawn killers will have bounties on their heads pretty quickly. Clans, tribes, guilds, or whatever will be cool, will recruit people, etc. This one's pretty cool, I think. I don't know, because there's been nothing said on name tags above us, or it's very fluid as to what they're going to do. But I mean, it would be a large server. It would be very hard to keep tabs on who killed me last time and who did what. I think you'll get to learn clans and what clans doing.
I think you'll get to learn the people that are in the area that you stick to.
Yep.
In early access, I think you'll pretty much learn everybody that's in the server within time because of the size of the map that they do have.
Yeah, yeah. Initially, it'll be easy to learn because it won't be as big as it will be final product. So
That's right.
I think it will be very hard to learn everybody, and depending on the name tag thing, you will see people and you will know, oh no, he's no good.
Yeah, and I don't think that knowing who's going to stop people from trolling or killing fresh spawns and stuff like that, because you've heard it before in other games with servers where you can't server hop, such as Rust, and people still will go and kill fresh spawns. They'll still troll people. And what happens when that big clan that's recruiting everybody is the bandit clan? You're going to have a server full of bandits, and people who come on to try and get started aren't going to be able to get very far.
There was a Reddit post earlier this week about this thing, and I actually said, well, if that happens and a clan takes over, that server will be empty, and people will just move on to another server with the same rule set or a very similar rule set to one they're playing on. That's what will happen.
And that's what happens in Rust again, is that clans take over a server and then the server dies.
Yeah, which is a bit sad, but that's what can you do? That's part of it. I mean, if that's the way they want to play the game, that's the way they want to play the game. So, but as for actually getting to know people, I think it'd be very difficult because you're not going to wear the same kit every time. Well, I'm not. You know?
No.
Like I said earlier in the show, I look pimp, man. I'm going to have the sickest shirt out. Okay.
But it's also very important to know the people around you and the people in the server, especially as I've learnt playing games like this solo, is you have to not only put yourself out there to let people know that, hey, I'm here, I'm not a threat, I'm just a single guy by myself doing my own thing, and you also have to know where you can go and where you can't go. You know, if I go over there, I know that those people over there aren't friendly. They're going to be hostile, so I need to stay away from that area and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be cool to build up. Like they say, you do get a clan take over a large portion of the server. and then just over time, you rally with a few people, and you get a decent number. You might get 20, and
Yep.
then. Oh, thanks, Clegg, for coming in. We look forward to your latest interior design work. And thanks for coming. Yeah, nice troll, Arky. That's very, very funny. Yeah, thanks for coming, man. It's good that you popped in. Yeah. Sorry, where was I before I got sidetracked? I think if you could get a few loose people together, it'd be cool to take back the server. Yeah. Interior designer / landscaper. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, that would be cool to take them on. It'd be very hard to do, but, you know, it'd be cool to see. Yeah, but, yeah, like I said, until you know, you may get, what I'd like to see is, there will be traders, like, there's no NPC traders at the moment, so there will be traders. There will be people that literally do trade, and you know that they trade, and you know that they will be in a certain area, and they are reputable traders, just through forums or Reddit or whatever. You'll know, okay.
I really do hope they give us the in-game tools to be able to trade like that.
Yeah, I can see it happening. It would be very, very basic, like, you can't do anything else. When you're in that trade window, you cannot do anything else.
Yeah.
It's literally just, I put my thing, you put your thing, we both agree, done, you know. What happens after that trade window, well, hey, who knows, man. All bets are off, you know.
Yeah.
But if you rock up with a gun strapped to your back, I'm going to be pretty wary, aren't I? I'm going to be like, oh, hang on, you know.
Well, yeah, I kind of see it as everybody's going to get a gun if they can. It's how they use it, and that's why they've put in states as well. I think it's not necessarily if you've got a gun on your back, it's if you've got a gun in your hands, I'm going to be very wary of you. If you bring that gun up into a ready-to-shoot state, well, I ain't going to let you get any further. I'm going to put a bullet in your head before you can put a bullet in mine, you know?
Yeah. It does lead to a few questions, though, but if that does happen, and you're on that server and someone trades with you and then kills you, the first place I'm going is whatever the current media is for forums, like be it Reddit or be it Steam, be it H1Z1HQ, whatever it is, and saying, this dude, like, he traded with me and then he killed me. And then everyone else who reads it who's on that server will be like, well, hang on, you're not trustworthy, mate. So
that's right. Yeah. And it all depends on how they handle name tags.
Yeah, exactly. It all comes down to name tags. But that's a sticky one, which is almost another completely different
I was
topic.
playing DayZ the other day, and there was a group of 3 guys all in military gear. I just spawned in, I could hear them walking around. So I immediately called out, hey guys, I'm here, I haven't got anything on me, I've got a sledgehammer, I'll put that down if you want, but I'm letting you know I'm here, I don't want to get a shot in the head. And they come and talk to me, everything was all good, but they had to check my pulse to see my name.
Oh, really?
Like there was, he just, whilst one guy was talking to me, the guy come up behind me and checked my pulse, and then he's, oh, you've got a good pulse, Alan, you know, because that's my name in DayZ. So it kind of sort of makes it that no point in not having a name tag because they can just find out other ways.
Yeah, I understand,
I mean, all they had to do was ask, what's your name, and I would have told him, but he snuck up behind me and checked my pulse to try and find out who I was.
But does it really matter in DayZ? It doesn't, because you can jump server. Like, you can skip. Right. Like, I might be out in this server, but the next server I'm going to change my name and I'm going to be skid marks on my jocks, and you know, I'm going to be a bandit this time, whereas I was a good guy last time.
And that's another thing, is your name going to tie into your Steam? Is your name going to be your Steam account name like it is for a lot of games on Steam?
Is Clegg gone?
Steam's friend name.
Is Clegg gone? I think he has, has he? Probably has. Oh well. Anyway. Alright, we'll move on then, eh? So, this one is probably... yeah, anyway. Hollow Point posted, where is everyone? Just a quick question, where is all the H1Z1 community on Reddit? It seems pretty dead. Are most people on the official forums? Reddit is the official forums at this stage. Well, not official, unofficial. So there is no official forums. But personally, I think the community is pretty good. Like it's ticking along. It's not what it was.
It did go
6
quiet
months
for a
ago.
little while there,
Yeah, there was a lot.
but it has started picking up the last few days.
There was a lot of butthurt monkeys. Like 4 or 5
Yeah, and that's the
months
thing.
ago.
I mean, people, it's going to quiet down until early access comes out. People can only talk about stuff so many times and so much before, you know, they stop checking Reddit so much and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's quite a few that just are on every day and post and answer questions and things, which is good.
Yeah.
I try to, but sometimes I get a bit, I don't know, smart ass. I think it's for a better term. Yeah, and end up trolling dudes. I'm like, oh, I should stop. I should just stop now. Yeah. But there's a few people there, and it is pretty. There's probably not as many topics per day as there used to be, which is good and bad. But like the title of the podcast says, it's the calm before the storm. Because when this shit is released, it's going to be nuts. And good luck to SOE.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It'll be a fun ride for them. Yeah. Alright. So moving on. Unless you got something to add to that, man.
Nope. That was it.
10th username attempt posted. H1Z1 community discussion. What do you think should be monetized in game? And what would you put in the cash shop so SOE can make their money and can still have a fair game? Let's brainstorm, shall we? Edit. Don't forget to upload, because that shit gets downloaded every day. So, what do you reckon? What do you think should be in there?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's a bit hard to kind of come up with stuff that they can monetize that I would buy that isn't going to be pay to win type situation.
Yeah.
I guess cosmetic stuff, clothes and stuff like that, but that worries me a bit, that there isn't going to be very much in the game unless I pay money to get extra designs. I mean, a shirt's a shirt, especially in a game. A shirt's a shirt. It's going to do whatever. And but I do like to have a bit of variety there as well.
Yeah.
Without having to actually pay for something. But they've got to make their money as well, so I can understand if they go that route, which they most definitely will.
Yeah. See, I've sort of come to the conclusion that it's a great game, and while we're paying $20 for early access, in reality, when we paid $30 for DayZ,
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, and AAA titles go for between 60 and by the time you buy premium, it's another 50, so you know 110.
Yeah.
I would be happy to spend probably $60 on the game and drop $60 on things. So to me, to buy a shirt or to buy a jacket is not. I would be happy for them to have 1 or 2 variants in game that are free, and then whenever you pick it up, you get the option to wear whatever you've purchased. And to me, that will be okay. This is how I want to look in game. I'm not just some generic looking dude. I'm actually trying to customize myself, and like Flex said, it becomes a role playing.
Yeah, and that will also help with identifying people.
Yeah,
if you've
sure. Yep.
paid for a certain set of clothes that you like, you're going to always be wearing that set of clothes. So people are going to go, oh yes, I know who that is by the clothes that he's wearing, or who it could be by the clothes that he's wearing.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. You could be a ghetto gangster, or you could be like.
And that's what they could do, is just offer whole suits. Like if they have a gangster, you know, you get a head bandana you get a face bandana, you get a gangster T-shirt, you get baggy jeans that hang around your ass.
Yeah.
Um,
The Colorados.
and a pair of sneakers. And if you're going to be wearing jeans that hang around your ass, I'm going to pop your ass just for wearing those jeans.
Cool. Yeah, just for looking like a douche. Not that you look like a douche. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If you want to dress like that, that's your choice. I dress like that sometimes.
Or if you're a plumber and your crack's showing, that's different. But if you choose to have your pants around your ass, well,
yeah, that's it.
But you know, they could offer different suits like that, and then you know, like Halloween, they might come up, you know, with a pumpkin head mask that you can buy.
Oh, there'll be holiday specific stuff for sure.
Yeah,
you can get. But I also think you shouldn't be able to wear it until you found it. So if there's a big puffy jacket with like, it'd be cool to have the A1P1 thing on it, which I know they've talked about doing. So we could submit something to them, and it could be the A1P1. Hang on, the A1P1 thing in the corner. We could have that on the back of a jacket or on a sleeve of a T-shirt, you know, and submit that, and then we can buy it, and then we can put it on whatever shirt we've got.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's a cool way of monetizing it.
Yeah, we talked about clan logos before.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Yeah, just things like that.
The only other thing as well, well, not the only other thing, another thing as well is different skins for weapons. So if you want an AK-47, you might have to buy that skin which attaches to the M16. So the gun will still act exactly the same as the M16, but it will have an AK-47 skin on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I'd like to see the AK in the game, and I don't.
Yeah, that's just an example.
Yeah, I don't want to be able to pick up an M16 and then that's actually an AK. They should be two distinctly different weapons in game.
Yeah.
So characteristics should be different. That's my personal preference. I
or
think
even different paint jobs.
Yeah, you could different paint jobs would be alright. I've seen that before. People pay for that. I'd probably pay for it if there was one that I really liked.
Yeah,
I'd be like, okay, that's cool. You know, I don't know what it'd be worth. Maybe $2 or $3, whatever. I'll pay for that. I'll put that skin on my gun if I find one, which I probably never will. But if I did, yeah, that sort of thing. The airdrop thing I think is cool. I was initially against it and I hated it, and then I came around and I thought about it and I thought, no, that's actually it's pretty cool. It creates content. It actually creates a fair amount of content. And while nothing has been confirmed or denied as to what's going to be in it, there has been speculation, and someone said could have guns, could have a car, could be zombies. So you don't know. You could be paying for a zombie site to drop in, which is cool.
I love the idea of airdrops.
Yeah.
I didn't like the idea that you'd have to pay for them at the start, but again, I understand they've got to make money to run the game, especially since it's free to play.
Yeah, yeah, and I found that it's the best way I think to do it. Yeah, so should we move on?
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard one to try and think of something that's not going to give you that extra advantage in the game over somebody who hasn't bought something. You know, what they could monetize, as I said before, about having whitelisted servers, but we know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But they'll have people that will put their heads to it and come up with some good ideas and stuff that they can monetize.
And they've got plenty of experience.
Yeah, that's right.
The problem is without a stat system or a ranking system, you can't add a premium with XP.
Yeah.
So they'll need to figure something out there.
And then it becomes pay to win as well.
Yeah, yes and no. Plants 2 does it pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty even. Like you do rank up faster, but you are paying for that privilege.
Yeah.
Yes. So move on then to the next one. So the zombie ate me. Okay, posted survival leaderboard and active survival leaderboard. This is cool. So leaderboards, yes or no?
I'm not really fussed. I don't know really whether it fits the genre, but yeah, it's something that people like and people get into. I mean, I won't lie, I do like to see my name up on a leaderboard, especially if it's up the top, but that's not something that usually happens. Usually closer to the bottom than the top.
Yeah, me too. It would be cool though to see days survived and zombies killed.
Yeah, and that's the type of stuff I'd like, when you die, you get a bit of a list of, how many zombies you killed, how many players you killed, how many days you survived, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. It would be cool. I think there would have to be some sort of limitation, like because I could log out and not log in for 2 months, and then I've survived, 90 days or whatever.
Yeah,
Whereas it needs to be like if you haven't logged in for say 3 or 4 weeks, you get kicked off the leaderboard.
yeah,
And just things like that, and maybe even to the point where it's, okay, you need to be doing certain things to be on the leaderboard rather than just surviving. But it would be cool to see a leaderboard per server and go, oh, this dude's been around for like 120 days, man. He's killed so many zombies. He's a beast. Check it out.
That's going to make you a big target, though.
Oh, for sure.
Because you're going to get people that are going to go, I want to take him down. And
Yeah, where is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's another part of it, tracking down. Personally, I think those dudes who are up the top will be clan members. So
yeah, people in groups. Most definitely.
big groups, not just one or
Yep.
two, but probably 10 or 11, maybe more, 30 odd members, 100.
Yep.
Who knows? Yeah, it would be cool to see. Yeah, and like I would expect it to reset when you die. So if you're on the leaderboard and you're at the top and you die, you get wiped off it because you no longer survive. You're dead. So
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right, move on then, eh? This is probably the last one before questions from Twitch. So if you do have any questions you want to ask us, as the rest of the SOE boys have gone to bed, just smack in A1P1 and then the question, and then we'll get to it. I don't think there's a few. I've sort of loosely been looking at chat, but so Draw a Friend Zone posted top 5 location suggestions, and it was a YouTube clip, and it was by Credit Red, and it had suggestion of some locations, or they would be point of interests, I think, in the game as to being.
Yeah.
And one was there was quite a few. There was the golf course, the highway, the major industrial site, the radio station, and the commercial airport. There was it's a pretty good watch. Like, I've watched that. I mean, It was a while, probably a few days ago, so a bit rusty, and a lot of attention from the devs, so they took note. So what did you think of it, man? And
I thought it was quite good. The one that I liked the most was the golf course one, where the idea was that you would have a clubhouse that people could take over, and then if you want to storm the clubhouse, you'd have your sand pits and stuff like that you can get into, and like light bunkers and have a bit of a firefight and stuff like that.
Yeah. The highways one was pretty cool, but we've already touched on that earlier. And the podcast.
I think that's pretty important.
Yeah.
The major industrial site I like as well, but I think he went a bit too overboard with that one in having major chemicals with silos, and if you shoot the silo, the chemicals spill out and you can explode the whole area.
Walking Dead style.
And then for 3 or 4 days that battery's burnt down, and then it will kind of respawn as new after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
But it was something that I would like to see as well. It would be a good dark place and interesting for sneaking around and chasing a player in there. You can find lots of places to hide. And
the commercial airport one to me was pretty cool. I mean, you'd have to be in a pretty big city.
Yeah,
because a lot of little towns aren't going to have an airport.
No, especially not the size that he showed.
Yeah.
4 times the size of Northwest Airfield in DayZ.
Yeah. It was quite large. So, I mean,
But something like that would be cool to have a rather large commercial airport with big aeroplanes that you can go into, and the whole terminal and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean,